Hola, ¿cómo estáis? Today we will see how to speak about the family in Spanish using el verbo ser, the verb to be, and possessive adjectives. There is some very useful and fundamental information in this lesson. I hope you find it interesting. First, let's see some vocabulary related to the family in Spanish. Husband is marido, and wife is mujer. You can also say esposa. Father is padre, and mother is madre. Parents is padres. Son is hijo, and daughter is hija. Children, or son and daughters, are hijos. Brother is hermano. Sister is hermana. Brothers and sisters are hermanos. Grandfather is abuelo, and grandmother is abuela. Grandparents are abuelos. Grandson is nieto. Granddaughter is nieta. And grandchildren are nietos. Uncle is tío. Aunt is tía. And uncle and aunt are tíos. Nephew is sobrino. And niece is sobrina. Nephews and nieces are sobrinos. Male cousin is primo, and a female cousin is prima. Cousins are primos. If you want to say the cousin or the sister, the brother, you will have to say before el or la. El before the masculine or the male person, and la before the female. If you want to say brothers and sisters, parents, then to say the, you'll have to say los if they are male or male and female together, and las if they are female, like sisters, female cousins, etc. If you would like to talk about and describe your family in Spanish, you will need to use the verb to be, el verbo ser. This is the equivalent to I am, you are, he, she, or it is, we are, you are, and they are in English, and is one of the most important and fundamental verbs to master. So if you want to say I am, you'll say yo soy, or you can also say just soy. If you want to say you are to one person in an informal way, you'll say tú eres, or you can just say eres. If you want to say you are to one person but in a formal way, then you'll say usted es, or you can just say es. To say he is, you'll say él es, or you can just say es. And to say she is, you'll say ella es, or you can only say es. If you want to say we are, then you'll say nosotros somos, but you can only say somos. If you want to say you are to a group of people, two or more people, in an informal way, then you'll say vosotros sois, or you can just say sois. And if you want to say you are to a group of people, two or more people, in a formal way, then you'll say ustedes son, or you can just say son. And the last one, if you want to say they are, then you'll say ellos son, or you can just say son. So for example, if I want to say I am Laura, then I'll say yo soy Laura, and most of the time we just say soy Laura. When you want to make a question, you don't need to change any order. So if I want to say are you Antonio, I just say eres Antonio. If I want, I could say tú eres Antonio, or I could change the order. I could say eres tú Antonio, but most of the time we don't put the tú and we just say eres Antonio. If I want to ask are you Antonio and Ana, I'm asking two people then. So then I won't say eres, I'll say sois Antonio y Ana. This is if I'm asking in an informal way. Remember that you can ask it formal. Then you'll use the ending of ustedes, which is son. And if I want to make a negative sentence, then I will just put a no before the verb. Exactly just before. So if I want to say I'm not, I'll say no soy. You should note that in Spanish we do not use possessive apostrophes. With this, I mean that if you want to say I am Anna's sister, you will have to say I am the sister of Ana, which is soy la hermana de Ana. Let's see some other examples of this type of sentence. If I want to say are you Pablo's son, then I'll say ¿eres el hijo de Pablo? And if I want to say Pedro is Miguel's uncle, then I'll say Pedro es el tío de Miguel. To say we are Tina's grandchildren, then I'll say somos los nietos de Tina. And if I want to ask are you Juan's brother and sister, then I'll say sois los hermanos de Juan. And the last one, if I want to say Clara and Roberto are husband and wife, then I'll say Clara y Roberto son marido y mujer. It is also important to be familiar with the possessive adjectives. In English, the possessive adjectives are my, your, his, her, our, and their. Let's see how they are in Spanish. If I want to say my, I'll say mi or mis. It depends what it comes after. If the word after is singular, I'll say mi. And if the word after is plural, then I'll say mis. For example, if I want to say Sonia is my cousin. Cousin is just one person. Then I'll say Sonia es mi prima. But if I want to say Antonio and Patricia are my nephew and niece. These are two people. Then I'll say Antonio y Patricia son mis sobrinos. To say your in an informal way to one person, this can be tú or tus. The same thing, depending on the word it comes after, if it's singular or plural. So if I want to ask, is Maria your cousin? Then, because Maria and the word cousin is just singular, I'll say, María es tu prima. I could also say, ¿es María tu prima? It's the same thing. But if I want to ask, are Pedro and Rosa your brother and sister? Brother and sister are two people. Then I'll say, ¿son Pedro y Rosa tus hermanos? Well, if I want to say your in a formal way, still to one person, and also to a group of people. And if I also want to say his, her, and their, all these words are su or sus in Spanish. So then, if I want to say Sara is his mother, then mother is one person. I'll have to use su. Sara es su madre. If I want to say they are not his parents, then parents is a plural word. Then I'll have to use sus. Ellos no son sus padres. You always know if the person means his, hers, their, because you know a context. If it's not clear enough, you ask the other person if they mean your or his, but we never have any problem in Spanish. If you want to say our, this in Spanish have 4 different forms. It could be nuestro, nuestra, nuestros, or nuestras. In this case, you'll have to think of the singular or plural of the word after, and also is if it's masculine or feminine. So if I want to say Jose is our father, father is singular and is masculine, so then I'll use nuestro. José es nuestro padre. It happens exactly the same when you want to say your in an informal way to a group of people. It's vuestro, vuestra, vuestros, and vuestras. Masculine or feminine, singular or plural. So if I want to say, are they your sisters? Sisters is feminine and is plural. So then I have to say vuestras. ¿Son vuestras hermanas? Well, this is all for today. I hope this information helps you to feel more confident when making your own sentences in Spanish. Try to give it a go and write a paragraph about your family using this type of sentences and read them out loud to also practice the pronunciation. This will help you to remember the vocabulary and it will give you confidence for when you need to use them in a real situation. I wish you a lovely week and look forward to our next lesson. Adiós.